What's your Hollers back with the retro reviews with Brawl 1998. Yeah. Did this show suck the second time I see this? I could debate that, but wasn't really that shitty. This okay, but anyways. So September 13th at the Laura Joe Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. This is the night after we saw the return of Ric Flair, and yeah, we know about that. I already did a dumpster fires on crazy boss Ric Flair back in the summer. The summer's almost up, but whatever. This had 9 matches, and yeah, there's championship matches on the line, the freedom of the flock, a really infamous backstage like altercation between two people that won't end until 2003. We'll say that by another pay-per-view. We'll get to that in a moment. And the 3-team War Games match. Sorry. 3-team War Games match. Basically a 9-man cage match for a shot at the WCW World Heavyweight Championship at the next pay-per-view, Halloween Havoc, which I already did review Halloween Havoc already, so yeah, last year. Regardless of that, let's get on to the pay-per-view. So before we get to the first match, when the announcers are talking about the new rules of the War Games, Gene Okerlund was going to talk about the crowd, and out comes the new WCW Television Champion Chris Jericho, who won it after Road Wild. So he went from cruiserweights to heavyweights. It was changing for Jericho. He talked about, his impression of Goldberg, which we'll talk about that. We'll hold on that. And led to, saying it's going to be a title for title match here at Fall Brawl. In quotation marks. Anyways, let's get on to this. So, first off, we have the British Bulldog and Jim Neidhart defeats the Dancing Fools of Alex Ryder and Disco Inferno. You know how much I fucking hate Disco Inferno in WCW, okay? And even after WCW, actually. So there's that. Fuck Disco Inferno. This match is really shouldn't be on here. It should have been a Thunder match. Because, this is a different location than I did the original review, but whatever. This match is really infamous for a British Bulldog falling on that trap door, which, why couldn't all the 8 matches, well, the other, 7 of them, were taking place in the second ring because of that trapdoor. Why couldn't this be in the second ring? Because, WCW, we're doing the War Games, there are going to be 2 rings for War Games, which I think is a really unique thing for it because, WWE's doing it with Survivor Series now with the War Games, which, hey, it's better than brand warfare. And that's my statement on that. But yeah, Bulldog wouldn't be the same after this. He will go back to the WWF. We'll say that by my Unforgiven review by the end of this month. But yeah, Bulldog was never the same after this. And don't even blame him, the Ultimate Warrior, for this, okay? Yeah. 3 out of 10. I'll give it that. Next up. Now, Chris Jericho was doing an impression of Goldberg's entrance from the backstage area to the ring. They did a little, he did, his own Spinal Tap on getting lost in the backstage area, which that happened on the Go Thunder before this, where he was going, he couldn't find where the ring was, and he was going outside. And they did this again. Chris Jericho was like, "Oh no, I'm not going doing that again." He realized that was the outside area, and Jericho says, "Where's the ring?" And they found the place where the arena was, which that was funny. And then out comes this imposter Goldberg, which is just a midget, basically. This is for both WCW World Heavyweight and Television Championship, which it was clearly not. Chris Jericho defeats this imposter Goldberg by submission in under 1 minute. This was just a squash match. Well, by the way, this isn't in a ring. Well, let's talk about this whole backstage debacle, because Jericho, this is all in his book. I feel it's his first book. I know Wrestling Bios talked about this back in 2021. I believe, yeah. Chris Jericho said he ran into Goldberg the next day, and Goldberg says, "Well, Jericho, I hope it was worth it." And yeah, this began the real life bad blood between Goldberg and Chris Jericho, which we'll save all the next portion of this by my Bad Blood 7-3 review, because basically this TV feud didn't have really much of a feud, basically. Jericho wants to... He referred to it as Greenberg, which, yeah, around the time Goldberg was still green, but... and other stuff like that. And this feud just stopped in November. And that was when the writing was on the wall for Chris Jericho. And we'll save the next portion of this by my Bad Blood 7-3 review next month, because next month Bad Blood's back. So to coordinate the return of Bad Blood, let's go to I chose the 2003 Bad Blood because I already did the 2004 one on the anniversary of it. Regardless. Then Ernest Miller defeats Norman Smiley on pay-per-view. This whole thing was just started on the last Thunder Before Fall Brawl, basically. All it was Norman Smiley saving the Armstrong brothers, Scott and who was later be a referee, and I forgot the other one was. It's not Road Dogg. I don't know what the other one was. And that's how it happened. This was just a random match. That's all I have to say. It was just a random match, but it was a little better than the Dancing Fools match. 4 out of 10, I'll give it. And now we get one of the big matches on this show. Rick Steiner versus Scott Steiner. Brother versus brother. This all started at Super Brawl 8. We'll save all that by February next year. This whole thing started at Super Brawl 8, where Scott turned on Rick Steiner, and that brings us the big Papa Pump Scott Steiner. This feud has been going on ever since. They were supposed to have a match at Road Wild. The match was bumped to this match, and we all know Scott has to wrestle Rick. If he doesn't, he's barred from wrestling for life. Ha! The match, it was really good. It was really good. However, the finish, which is Buff Bagwell fades a neck injury, which Buff Bagwell also has a YouTube channel, by the way. And they stopped the match due to this. I understand it's to advance the story, but they didn't have the blow up until Halloween Havoc. I mean, if you want to count World War III, but that whole thing was just not canon, really. So, Rick Steiner and Scott Steiner went to a no contest. I give it 6 out of 10, but I wish this match would have been longer, but it was still good for what it was. Anyways. Next up is for the WCW Cruiserweight Championship, the first official championship match of the night, if you don't count Jericho and Goldberg's match. It was a midget, basically. Uberto Guerrero defeats Silver King to retain the Cruiserweight Championship. I think Uberto dropped the title the next night on Nitro to Billy Kim, in which he played a role in the next match. It was decent for a Cruiserweight Championship match, but that's all I have to say about it. 6 out of 10. Oh, wait. No. Don't jump the gun here. The Raiders rules match is next. This was a stipulated where if Saturn wins, the flock is free. If Raven wins, Saturn has to be Raven's servant forever, which we get this match. Perry Saturn defeats Raven in the best match on this show. Kim and turn on Raven, and we don't know the next. I think it was the next night where Kim and won the Cruiserweight Championship. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, Saturn gets the victory, and the flock is set free. Well, except for Canyon, and yeah, there's that. So, an 8 out of 10, the best match on this show, and yes. Okay. Saturn, unfortunately, was not. He went on to a feud with Ernest Miller at Starrcade, which I already reviewed that show back in last December. But anyways. Next up, Dean Malenko defeats Kurt Hennig by disqualification. This was just a plot device, really. I mean, Kurt Hennig was not wrestling this much around this time period. He still had that knee injury. So, I can forgive the match with Goldberg at Bash at the Beach because Kurt Hennig was still hurt. And Goldberg did at least protect him, despite being green. Don't say that to Bret Hart. But yeah. Rick Rude got involved. Unfortunately, he would pass away the following year, which this might be one of his last appearances in WCW, unfortunately. Arn Anderson tries to save the day, and the next time Nitro, Ric Flair made his return, and the whole fire me, I'm already fired, fire me, I'm already fired thing. I already did it on the dumpster fires already. Yeah. 5 out of 10. That's all it was. Conan defeats Scott Hall by submission. It's an okay match, but this was during the whole last call Scott Hall angle. I talked about this in my Dumpster Fires video. I don't want to talk about this again. All I know is this storyline finally ended at Halloween Havoc. I already mentioned that already, but... And in my Dumpster Fires video where Kevin Nash just beats sense back into Scott Hall, really. I understand it was just playing the character, but I fucking hate this whole thing of Scott Hall basically being drunk. I hate these storylines where they try to do the real life issues with these wrestlers. Scott made entrance with the drink. He entered the wrong ring, the one with the trap door. And yeah, he loses to Conan. 4 out of 10, I'll give it. And then the main event, the War Games match. This was also for a shot at the WCW World Heavyweight Championship at Halloween Havoc. So, Team WCW of Diamond Dallas Page, Roddy Piper, and the Ultimate Warrior. I know he was not called the Ultimate Warrior in WCW, but I'm still going to refer to him as the Ultimate Warrior. Defeats Team NWO Hollywood of Hollywood Hogan, Bret Hart, and Stevie Ray. Yes, Stevie Ray was in the NWO Hollywood group. Why? I don't understand why. And NWO Wolfpack of Kevin Nash, Sting and Lex Luger. Now, this makes no fucking sense, really. This shit has been 5-on-5 War Games match, 2 teams of 5. If you want to keep the title between on the line, fine. But in this match, there's no match beyond in this. The match can now end by pinfall or submission. At any time. So if DP just pin Bret Hart immediately, he gets the title opportunity, which, spoiler alert, DP did get the pinfall victory in this match. This whole War Games was just a clusterfuck. And it was so much of a fucking clusterfuck because Hogan just jumped the... By the way, the order of wrestlers came out, DP and Bret Hart start off. It's so weird to see Bret Hart in a War Games match as well as the Ultimate Warrior. But so was Randy Orton last year at Survivor Series. Stevie Ray came out next, then Sting, then Roddy Piper, then Lex Luger, then Kevin Nash. So why were the other 2 Wolfpack members came out together? Then Hogan just jumped the gun. Because who cares about the fucking clock, really? Then Smoke comes out. And it's a stunt double Ultimate Warrior who is the Renegade. The man who is trying to be an Ultimate Warrior ripoff. Which he went over like a fart in church. Yeah, that's a joke. I don't know how old that was. Hogan jumps, attacks this imposter, more smoke, and this stunt double disappear and let to the real Ultimate Warrior come out. Hogan just left the cage. Warrior, I think the reason why the Halloween Havoc match was bad because Warrior legit got hurt in this match. And Stevie Ray was supposed to hit Bret Hart. I think one of them messed up. But they still have to do the spot regardless. Bret Hart still got hit by Stevie Ray with the slapjack, and DP just diamond cuts Stevie Ray 1, 2, 3, and DP wins the shot at Halloween Havoc against Goldberg, which, spoiler alert, Goldberg beat DP at Havoc, the following pay-per-view. And yeah, I mean, the right man won in Diamond Dallas Page. I mean, come on. Sting got a title opportunity the next night on Nitro. Nash will not get a title opportunity until Starrcade, and the less I say about that, the better. Stevie Ray was just a fall guy. Why was Stevie Ray in the NWO Hollywood group? Like, regardless. As far as the match overall, is it the worst War Games match? You can debate this or the one in Nitro in September of 2000, which that was a War Games in name only, but I still think that's still the worst War Games match than this. I mean, this has star power, let's be honest here. Like, 8 of the 9 men are Hall of Famers. One was Lex Luger, which, put the man in a Hall of Fame already, please. That's DDP. Yeah, coincidence, somewhere in this shirt. Sting, Stevie Ray with Harlem Heat. Roddy Piper, Kevin Nash, Bret Hart, Hogan, and the Ultimate Warrior. So, 2 out of 10. Okay, I'll just give it a 2 out of 10. Because I'm being generous. So, Fall Brawl 1998. I'll be honest with you, I'd rather watch this than Fall Brawl 1994, because that show was boring as shit. Even has the second to last match of Dusty Rhodes, okay? That show was boring as hell. This show, I only give it a 4.8 out of 10 because of Saturn and Raven. And, you know, there was not 1 0 out of 10 match on this show, so. But the next next week's show, Fall Brawl 1999, is worse than this. So, that's next week's review, by the way. Tomorrow will be my SmackDown review, the last SmackDown on Fox. And Saturday will be the Full Metal Alchemist. I forgot the what it was called, really. I will talk about that review on Saturday. And then Sunday will be another Wrestling Dumpster Fires video on Brock Lesnar post Roman Reigns, because that one had a really controversial end to him. Because of this video recording, Brock Lesnar still in no welcome arms back in WWE. I think he's officially done with WWE, but regardless. So subscribe and click the notification bell on the main channel. So like this video, comment below, subscribe to this channel right here, and click the notification bell. So see you next week for Fall Brawl 1999. Oh God. We'll talk about that, really. Bye-bye.